Video for you guys today because I know so many of you are dealing with gut issues and you are treating the symptoms and not the underlying root cause. This can have devastating effects, even dire effects on your body and your quality of life. So I have come across numerous people in the last month or two complaining about indigestion, complaining about stomach pain, complaining about constipation. And at any given time, my clients, 90% of my clients will be experiencing acid reflux. So until I became a health coach, I had no idea how common that was, but it is unbelievably common and it is not normal. Common and normal are two very different things. It is not normal. Same with digestive difficulties. 90% of my clients at any given time will have inconsistent bowel movements, constipation, IBS, diarrhea. And this is hugely disruptive for our lives. And it's not caused by a deficiency of laxatives and Miralax. It's caused by our diet and our lifestyle choices. And so today I really want to dive into the root causes of digestive issues, stomach pain, acid reflux, because right now we're just treating the symptoms. That's what our doctors can do for us. You know, we have a very limited time with our primary care doctors or these specialists. Realistically, they can't help someone really change and transform their life, make sustainable lifestyle changes that are going to actually get to that root cause and affect their health. No, they get kickbacks from prescribing medications like PPIs, birth control, you name it, a lot of times. And it's a quick fix a lot of people want. A lot of people don't want to put in the work. They don't want to, take responsibility for their health and actually change their life. But I am telling you now, I met someone recently who had a coworker who was in his mid-20s and he had been dealing with some stomach complications for a while. Eventually, it got so bad, he had to go to the doctor. He couldn't ignore it anymore. And the doctor told him that he had stage 4 stomach cancer and had only 6 months to live. And sure enough, he did only have 6 months to live. Now, this is horrific. This is an extreme example, but I really wanted to emphasize this because we often just go about our day saying like, this is inconvenient, but I'll just manage it with some Tums or whatever, some Miralax and get on to the next day. We need to get to the root cause because eventually this is going to interrupt our life so much that we can't ignore it anymore. So I'm going to dive into some of the root causes of gut disease and discomfort. I want to start by saying that the FDA has only banned about 11 chemicals, preservatives, and things from our everyday products, while the EU has banned over 1,000 chemicals, preservatives, solvents, and other things, other additives. So we are getting a lot of things in our foods, in our personal care products, in our cleaning products that are not healthy for us. And so unknowingly we are ingesting these things. And I've used a bathtub analogy before. Okay, our bodies are incredibly resilient. I think we underestimate them at times, like when it comes to fighting off viruses. Our bodies are incredibly resilient and they will do all they can to help us. Number one, they want to help us survive and thrive. But eventually, the accumulations of toxins, of buildup, chemicals, and all of these things, medications in our system overwhelm our body. And you can think of it like a bathtub. For some people, the bathtub fills up faster. For others, slower. Eventually, the bathtub's going to spill over, okay? That's when your body becomes overwhelmed and overburdened by these toxins and everyday products. And we can either wipe up the floor where the water is spilling over the tub, which is like taking a medication like a PPI for acid reflux or, Miralax for constipation. That's the same as wiping up the floor where the water is spilling over. Or we can get to the root cause, figure out what's clogging that bathtub drain, get it unclogged, drain that tub, right? Take that burden off of your body because symptoms are our body communicating to us. It's the only way our body can communicate to us and let us know that something is wrong. So when we constantly ignore that and suppress it just by taking medications, things like that, we're ignoring very valuable alert signals that our body is sending to us so that we can hopefully decipher these messages and get to the root of the problem. That's what our body wants, to help us decipher the root cause of the problem. So when it comes to these everyday products, again, it's not what it seems. We cannot rely on the labels. We cannot trust that just because it says heart healthy on the label that it is good for us. So with my clients, I really encourage them, really push to have them looking at the ingredients on every single product that they consume, whether it's lotion you're putting on your skin, whether it's, crackers that you're eating with your lunch. You cannot rely on marketing. You need to look at the ingredients. You can't pronounce them. Chances are there's some kind of preservative, additive, solvent. It is really unbelievable if you look at what's in your food, how much of it is artificial. And believe it or not, our bodies, again, they're very resilient, and they have evolved over time to meet our needs. But they haven't evolved as quickly as technology, and food technology especially, has evolved. So when we are putting artificial flavors, artificial preservatives, artificial sweeteners like sucralose in our system, our body, its database, I guess you could say, can't recognize that. It doesn't recognize that as food. It doesn't really know what to do with it. So it ends up backing up our system. Our body can't break it down. It can't send it where it needs to go. And so it just kind of bogs us down. And if you didn't know this, our intestines are about the length of a tennis court. And so a lot of stuff can get trapped in there and really start to harvest bad bacteria and cultivate bad bacteria in our gut, which is one of the primary causes of disease and illness today. So number one tip I would say for you guys, look at the ingredients. If it's a long laundry list of ingredients, maybe walk away. The less ingredients there are, the better. If you can't pronounce the ingredients, walk away. There are definitely apps that can help you scan the barcode and understand what's in your food, but this is really a big one. Number two, as I mentioned before, acid reflux for most of my clients has been a deficiency of acid in the stomach rather than too much, okay? Why? Why don't we have enough acid and enzymes in our stomach, which is vital for us to effectively break down the foods that we're eating and send those nutrients where they need to go, take some of the burden off of our liver or gallbladder and our digestive tract so it can do its job effectively, right? We have these systems for a reason. Now it's not working right. So why? Again, not a deficiency of Tums and PPIs. It is oftentimes the foods that we're eating. Okay, food should have some natural enzymes in them. You eat natural produce like lettuce and things like that, they're going to have naturally occurring enzymes to help us break down that food. Now, when we eat packaged, processed, artificial foods, they don't have those naturally occurring enzymes. So we're not getting that support to help us digest that food. In addition, our pancreas produces a lot of enzymes to help us break down our food. Now, one disease of the pancreas today is type 2 diabetes, which is a huge epidemic. Chances are, if you don't already have type 2 diabetes, you're on the trajectory towards pre-diabetes. It's that serious. And the pancreas is overwhelmed because, one, foods are incredibly convenient today. We're eating more frequently than ever. We're never really giving our body a break. I've had clients before who have said they don't even remember what it feels like to be hungry, because they are just eating from the time they wake up to the time they go to bed. Okay, this is very overwhelming for our body. It never has a break to clean house, which these enzymes not only break down our food, but they are also necessary for cleaning up damaged cells, removing toxins from the body, etc. So if those enzymes don't have the time and capacity to do that, then cancer and other problems are going to develop as a result. So eating timing, meal timing is really important. That's something I focus on with my clients a lot. Also, not overwhelming our body with too much food, okay? The quantity of the food that we eat is just absolutely ludicrous, especially because we aren't hunters and gatherers anymore. We aren't moving all day long unless you have a profession where you're outside moving constantly. Most people are sitting at a desk and we are eating all day long simultaneously. We're not moving, we're eating more. It's overwhelming for our pancreas. And then third is the quality of the food that we're eating. We are eating, again, processed, refined foods, which spike our blood sugar significantly. We're not getting a lot of that fiber, a lot of those natural enzymes and things to help monitor and regulate our blood sugar levels. We're eating things like refined carbs and just straight sugar like soda that just makes our blood sugars go on this roller coaster ride all day. And that's requiring that our pancreas be working all day long. So eventually, like with type 2 diabetes, our pancreas gets exhausted. I mean, makes sense, right? We're overworking it. And then it can no longer make those enzymes to help break down our foods, to help clean up damaged cells, to remove toxins from the body. Hence, cancer, acid reflux, stomach cancer, digestive difficulties, you name it. Type 2 diabetes is reversible. The damage that you may have done to your pancreas, to your gut, to your liver, they are reversible. But it does require you to take some responsibility for your health. And again, be willing to get to the root cause. Be willing to put in the work and make some changes. Be proactive so that you don't have to go to the doctor and be nervous, like what's going on with me. You can go to the doctor and be confident. You don't have to be marking 100 things on that form before you go in of all these symptoms and things you're dealing with. And that is a really liberating and amazing feeling. Our bodies, again, they want the best for us, but we can't ignore these signs and symptoms. So those are some of the primary things. You guys have heard me mention before how glyphosate, pesticides, things in our water supply. I mean, we get pharmaceuticals in our water supply. We get all kinds of stuff in our water supply. So clean water, washing your produce, all of there's so many little hacks that you can do to support your digestive tract. Glyphosate, herbicides, and pesticides, they wear down the lining of our gut. And when that gets worn down, things get through that aren't supposed to get through. We're not absorbing as much of the nutrients from our food, and it really begins to cause a lot of problems. You know, guys, there's a huge epidemic of mental health disease today. And part of the reason for that is because we make neurotransmitters in our gut, right? You know, there's a lot of fear around this virus right now, and maybe for good reason. People's immune systems are compromised because a large majority of our immune system resides in our gut as well. We are supposed to have a healthy balance of good bacteria and bad bacteria in our gut. Right now, we are not supporting the good bacteria with the right foods and the right lifestyle choices. And so that army of good bacteria is getting weaker and weaker and weaker by the day, by the year. And that army of bad bacteria is getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And it's becoming like a cesspool, right? If our bowels are stagnant, then food is just hanging out in there. And that is a breeding ground for bad bacteria, okay? And so things like viruses, they really feed off of this. And it's really important that we support our gut health in order to support our mental health. There's a gut-brain connection. There's a gut-skin connection. If you have skin symptoms, you go to the dermatologist, they give you a cream or a steroid. Well, oftentimes, the root cause of your skin symptoms is in your gut as well. It's just, again, another warning sign for our body to communicate to us. And so it is very important that you do not ignore gut symptoms and that you get to the root cause. So I hope this video has been helpful for you guys. I am taking on new clients right now. I realize it's not an easy journey. We do need a lot of support. I have not had a single client who's come to me with acid reflux leave my program still experiencing acid reflux. There are so many tools and resources. Same with constipation and irritable bowel movements. Ask anyone who I've worked with. Their symptoms have been alleviated. And it is a long journey, but it's 100% worth it. So I hope this video is helpful for you guys. Please go to the link in my bio if you want to schedule a free consult, and take care of yourself.